native English speaking teacher from Texas. And what happened was that my German students, they're 4 to 6 years old, this particular class here, and they wouldn't exactly listen to me. They thought, wow, she's quite strange. So when I would play the Wiggles, but you can probably notice them right there on my one little laptop, they would all of a sudden sing the songs that I would try to get them to sing with me. And so I learned a lot about teaching English to young learners by watching things like Sesame Street, the Wiggles, and all these great videos on YouTube of those who actually are very good. They run young learner shows all over the world. So this was one way to engage my students. Now, when I talk about using video, the premise today is that you can see all the students here, they're hovered around one, and there's more. You can't see them in the picture. But I believe that it's really important that it's a collaborative type of, that it's collaborative, that the students don't each individual sit in a computer, but actually they all together see the same video. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But for right now, we'll go to the next slide. So videos can help young learners in various ways. It helps them to visualize vocabulary. It helps them to learn song. And I'll actually show you specific YouTube videos for each of these. People that I've observed that taught me how to be a better young learner teacher, but also they run fantastic YouTube videos and YouTube channels. And it has so many great resources. And the great things about these types of resources are their chunks. They're chunks of language, and it's usually a video from 1 minute to maybe 2 minutes. It's not very long at all. So that's one of the reasons why I really like using these types of videos. I don't believe in showing a video for longer than 2 minutes, 3 minutes, because, you know, we have to have conversation going in the class. But the students get really into it. You can see this little girl's face right here, and that's the way my students are. As soon as I play a video, they'll pay attention to everything. So you visualize the vocabulary, learn songs, understand the story, learn finger plays. You can help focus their attention. So if you see that the students are getting particularly rowdy or jumping around, then videos are a great way to focus their attention, and actually it's great for classroom management. You can teach them about phonics, where they hear the natural accents, and I'll show you some great channels for that. They can make connections with the vocabulary, and then they have all the multimedia to support it. They learn games and rules. And there are some great type of, I was saying earlier that I learned a lot how to be a young learner teacher by watching videos. The Wiggles, they are by far one of the best teachers of young learners worldwide. And it was through the Wiggles that I learned a few things. That if you want to have a YouTube channel, if you want to be a good young learners teacher, then show the videos that are exciting. You know, the Wiggles have really taught me how to have fun, act like a kid, and just not to take things too seriously. Okay, so we're going to go into specific videos that really are YouTube channels that really help young learners. So a finger play. I love to teach my young learners finger plays. Now I'm going to ask you for participation and see if you can figure out this finger play. So a finger play is when you use your fingers. For those of you who are not familiar with it, when you use your fingers, and what happens is you teach them a song. So you might know this one, where, can anyone figure out what this finger play might be? I'm not singing it. I'm not singing the song. Okay, and then the other one. Can anyone figure this out? You can type it in the chat box. I'll hum it. Okay, Tam from Tokyo is guessing. And Fatih. Well, while you do that, let me introduce you to one of my favorite young learner channels, which is Cullen's ABCs. Cullen has over, yeah, well, close. It's Where is Thumpkin? Where is Thumbkin? Where is Thumbkin? Here I am, here I am. And then so each one becomes, each of your hands, fingers becomes a finger. So that's a demonstration of finger play. But if you go to Cullen's ABC, then you can find, literally, she has over 400 videos where she talks about different types of chants, finger chants. So she teaches you how to do them. But she's so good about getting young learners involved. And she'll actually sing, and kids pay attention to what she's singing to. She uses different props. Over here you can see where she has different props that she shows. And she just does hundreds and hundreds of videos about finger plays, chants, games. She does stories. And all of these are aimed for very young learners from the ages of 2 years old all the way to 7 or 8 years old. So Cullen's ABCs, I would definitely recommend her. You can teach them rhymes. And there's different types of rhymes out there. But one of the best ones that I have found is ESLDramaGames.com. Now, if I have time, I will actually show you these videos. But let me go ahead and share with you the links for now. And she's another really great a really great presenter of YouTube videos. And she uses all kinds of props to introduce things like she has the 5 monkeys, and she dresses up and she brings puppets into the picture. So she runs a really great YouTube channel as well. And she teaches them games as well. You can teach them games. Here's a really good one. This is GenkiEnglish.com. And Genki English is actually a resource that it's a curriculum that you pay for. But the YouTube channel is absolutely free. And what it does is it shows the games, it shows you what games you can play with your young learners. But the great thing is it also shows the young learners. So that was one of the things they had problems with. I would want them to play games, but then I would realize that my young learners needed to see how to play the game, how the game actually worked. And so if you go to Genki English channel here, I'm going to find this for you and share with you the link, then you can actually show them kids playing the game. And that way the kids will understand the rules of the game. Especially if you don't know their native language, then this is extremely helpful. So I will get that link for you. Let's see, Genki English. Another thing you could do with these different types of videos is you can introduce them to stories. So I have a lot of stories that I like to share with my students. There's Julia Donaldson, which is, Julia Donaldson is fantastic. Is anyone familiar with the Julia Donaldson books? Her most famous one is the Gruffalo. Have you all heard of the Gruffalo? You can type it in the chat box if you have. And the great thing about Julia Donaldson is that she has videos of her singing the songs to her story. So she has her singing the Gruffalo song. And so these are great ways to get students drawn in and interested in the story. But also you can help them participate and learn about the characters. And then after they learn about the characters and they see the characters come to life, then when you gather them around in story time, they can actually replicate the voices, or you can have them be different characters within the book. And that's what I do with the YouTube video. Okay, so let me go ahead and get you the Genki English one, and then I'll show you the next one. So the next video channel is S'mores, and S'mores.com is fantastic because all of these, you can see all these children right here from all over the world. And the great thing is each of these, when you click them, is a story told by children. So S'mores.com actually has children telling stories that they invented. And the great thing about it is you can actually have your students go up, and after they hear the story, they can be brave enough to create their own stories, and then they can read them to other children. So I think that's a really good idea as well. You can teach them about phonics. And here's a great YouTube channel that will tell you different types of phonics. You have a song for different letters, like the letter K and the letter J and the letter I. You also have one that tells you the difference between different words that sound the same. And so, and I think that's one of the great reasons to use YouTube or use videos in general, because what happens is that we can't always show our students the right movements or thing. We can do so much by ourselves. But what's really great is when we can show them a video and then we can have them practice. And they really do pay attention to the videos. And that way they can hear distinct sounds. So if you're not a native English speaking teacher, then it's great to use videos to teach them about phonics. You can teach them new vocabulary. One of the great channels is actually from the British Council, and it's Teach English Kids. And that's one of my favorite ones. And the way that you can, what the British Council does is that it actually gives stories and it highlights different vocabulary. And then sometimes within the video, it'll ask them questions, so they get to actually interact. They get to interact with the YouTube video itself, and then they get to learn a lot of the vocabulary that way as well. And let me get you that website because it's really good. And it's one of my favorite channels. And also it has songs, it has games, it has all kinds of great things that you can use in your classroom. Okay, so some other sites. Well, this site was really a long address, but this site your students can upload videos to. So what it is it's an international sing-along, and it's by Oxford University Press. And they have different songs that you can learn. They also have some different types of materials that are free on there. But they also have things that are not free. And what happens is that you get your students to learn the songs, and you can watch videos of English language learners from all over the world learning these songs. And then you get into the sing-along, and you can actually win some prizes. So that's a great reason to use this video channel. Another great one, and if you do go to that online conference occurring right now, then you'll be able to see in just a few hours, you'll see Paul Maglione talk about this great site. And this is EnglishAttack.com. Now this is for a little bit older learners. This is maybe from 10 years old all the way to teenagers. EnglishAttack.com. They show videos. They have a video booster where they'll show different types of clips and commercials, music videos, and then the students can play games online to learn about the language in them. They show movie clips, things like that. But not only that, they have, Paul Maglione has photo vocabulary, a game, and different types of game challenges. And the teenagers really get involved, and they really love using this site to learn English. This is a great site if you want them to have further exploration and if you want them to do things like play games afterwards. Another great YouTube channel is this one by my friend Juan. And Juan is currently in Canada, but he's originally from Brazil. And Juan does this fantastic thing where he takes this frog right here, Buddy the Frog, and he takes him all over the world and he records videos of him talking with people from all over the world. This one is Machu Picchu, but I saw one and the kids love it. They absolutely love it because he does a voice and everything. And they're really funny. I love these videos. But the thing about Buddy the Frog is that he also has an accent. But the kids love it because he's not afraid to talk to others around the world. And that's something very important that I think is good for teaching students is how they can get used to different types of accents, because the majority of people in the world that speak English are second language and third language users. There's about a statistic from the English First exhibit said there are about 4 million people who speak English as their second and third language. And there's about a million native speaking English speakers. So that means that more than likely your students are going to use English with somebody who is not a native speaker. And Buddy the Frog makes that easy. So let's say you want to set up your own YouTube channel. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, YouTube is easy to set up. You can set it up in 5 minutes. But the great thing about setting up a YouTube channel is you can select, okay, so I showed you all of these sites and all these different types of videos. But the great thing is if you have a YouTube channel, you can make your own categories. And you may want to do this so you can share with them afterwards so they can see these videos at home. I did this with my parents, and my parents love this because they would ask me constantly. They would say, could you please share with us how to sing this song? Or could you please share with us, we want to sing English songs with the kids, but we don't know how to do the finger plays. So these videos help teach the parents so the parents can review this at home as well. And I'll show you how to do that. So what you can do is after you set up your free YouTube channel, you can add playlists. These are suggested playlists that I have. I have games, I have songs, I have rhymes, and I have phonics. I put this all on a wiki, and I'll share that with you in a little bit. And then you can share it with the parents. The parents can subscribe to your YouTube channel. And when they subscribe for free to your YouTube channel, they'll get updates in the email. So every time you post a new video or something, then they'll be able to see that. So it's a great way to get the parents and remind them, hey, practice English at home with your kids. So I like to put them in a wiki. And what I'm going to do is share with you my wiki that I use with my young learners. This is English Storytime Wiki. And you can take a second to go here. And this is how I embed it within the wiki. I usually show the video right here. I just embed it. It's very easy. A wiki is a free website that people can collaborate on. And you can embed things in it and do really cool things. So that's my wiki for, and you can explore it later. What I do is I put the theme that we studied that particular day, parts of the body, as you can see here. And then I put the book that we read, because we always read a book in class. And then I put websites that they can learn more about the vocabulary and stuff. And these are all optional. This is so the parents can be with their children and they can do these things. And then I suggest an activity that's offline. So here I put seeing head, shoulders, knees, and toes with your child. And then I embedded the Wiggles video. So that way the parents could see the demonstration. So they could see the head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And also I have a space in the wiki that has the lyrics to it. And the parents, I found out with the feedback when they came into class the next time, then they would tell me, oh, my son Elias really loved the Wiggles video. So I could tell that my parents actually did this at home. And that's it. So thank you so much for coming. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I have any of the videos on here that you can see, because these videos are particularly interesting. But if you have any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask. And if you have any questions about setting up a YouTube channel or anything, you can either email me at shellyterrell@gmail.com, or you can always go and you can check out the resources, even the wonderful videos in these YouTube channels. You can check them out over here at the bit.ly address, bit.ly ELT links. Now remember, the ELTLINK does have to be capitalized in order for it to work. And if you have any type of examples or YouTube channels you like, please feel free to post them in the chat box right now. And if not, then hopefully I will see you at the conference that's occurring right now, the Virtual Roundtable e-conference. And let me go ahead and get you the link. That's where many of our regulars are right now, are actually, they are at the Virtual Roundtable e-conference. So I'll give you the link so you can see the different types of things. It's a language education conference. And you will see me next week speak again. Well, thank you very much, everyone. Have a great, great weekend.